tonight, I've actually maybe done something I've never done before. I went back and I went through all my files, all the messages I've ever preached since I've been at Flint Ridge that has anything to do with Valentine's. Now, when I say Valentine's, true love waits, ever how you want to coin it. And what I did was I took a collaboration and I tried to bring it down to a small, if you would, some highlights of some things that stood out to me that I want to just share with you tonight. And you guys will have to bear with me. What I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to kind of run down quick what I call the 4 pointers of dating. The 4 pointers of dating. Now, if any of you know me well, you may be looking at me and saying, Michael, you ain't qualified to do that because you ain't having like one girlfriend in 13 years, man. I mean, come on. I remember when I was in kindergarten, I was thinking about this, you start doing this, you start reflecting and looking back. I was thinking about the day, I remember in kindergarten, we was getting ready to go out to recess. Everybody loved recess. Recess was the good old days. It's like what you look forward to. I don't know if they have recess these days. We was getting ready to go to recess, and there was this girl, and there was I think it was a black girl, black boy standing in front of me. They're like, "Are y'all boyfriend, girlfriend?" I was like, "No." It's like, and I looked at her and I said, "You want to be my girlfriend?" She said, "Yes." So we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and that was the beginning of my love life right then and there. Okay? Now, I don't suggest that's how y'all roll today. Okay? I think you should take Tori's advice, and I think you should seek to be friends first. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of just throw them out there at you real quick, and I'm going to move fast through this first part. And what I entitled it was, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. And when I say I'm thinking about it, I'm referring to dating. Okay? Now I know you're naturally going to read through like all 4 and you're going to like tune me out. Okay? I know that's how it works. But anyway, I'm going to start with number 1. And this is my pointers when it comes to dating. Okay? Point number 1 is that it's not God's design for girls to be the pursuers in the relationship. I remember it was on Friday night. AJ had played Central in a basketball game, and I went to Walmart after the game. I went grocery shopping. It's like 11 o'clock at night. And I remember I can't stand grocery shopping because I never know where anything is, and I can't stand walking up and down the aisles trying to figure it out. That's why I eat out every meal. Right? Anyway, I went grocery shopping on this particular occasion. I come out, had a buggy full of groceries, and I noticed there was a car. I had to call my eye, my periphery. And I noticed that car went up, circled, started coming to the parking lot. And you know, you can kind of tell kind of pretty quick who's in a car, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it's Walmart. And so I noticed it was a car full of girls. And I noticed that they had intentionally were coming back my way. So I was pushing the buggy. This is where I had my truck, by the way. And so I was pushing the buggies to my truck. And I was like, dog, I know they're coming over here. I'm just trying to play it off. And they rolled down the window. And I don't know how old she was. She stuck her head out the window. She's like, "Hey, that's a nice truck. I like Chevys." I was like, I did what any good youth minister would do at that particular point. I put my groceries in the truck as fast as I could, and I got out of there. I was like, "Whoa, no." Listen, guys. Listen. There is nothing more unattractive to see a lady pursuing the guy in a relationship. And the reason for that is because God has created the man to be the leader. He's created the man to take the initiative. And He created you ladies to be the ones that go. And when that man is being a man, he's putting all those signals and those indicators, it's up to the ladies to respond accordingly and then for God to work it out. Point number 1 when it comes to dating, ladies, don't pursue. Fellas, step up to the plate. Be the men that God calls you to be. And if you feel like God's leading you in that relationship, you be the one to pursue that relationship. Point number 2, Toy alluded to this. Don't avoid missing the friendship. Don't avoid missing the friendship. I want to read a couple quotes to you. This one is from Joshua Harris, I Kiss Dating Goodbye. And then there's another book, The Quest for Love, by Elizabeth Elliot. But under this point number 2, don't avoid missing the friendship, C.S. Lewis, the great Christian scholar, he defines friendship like this. He says it's 2 people walking side by side toward a common goal. 2 people walking side by side toward a common goal. Now let me read you how Joshua Harris elaborates on this point of friendship. locate it real quick. He says, in a dating, romantic attraction is often the cornerstone of the relationship. The premise of dating is, I'm attracted to you. Therefore, let's get to know each other. The premise of friendship, on the other hand, is, we're interested in the same things. Let's enjoy these common interests together. If a romantic attraction forms after developing a friendship, it's an added bonus. I said, that's pretty good words right there by Joshua Harris. But point number 2, don't assume that just because you're romantically attracted to somebody, that's God's will for your life. Okay? You should seek to be friends before you seek anything else. You should be like C.S. Lewis said. It should be 2 people walking together side by side toward a common goal, and then let things develop from there. Point number 3. Beware of mistaking physical intimacy for love. Beware of mistaking physical intimacy with love. Now, I know what everybody says. I've heard it before. Especially when a relationship starts to go south, it's these words right here. But I love him. Okay? Let me read you these words right here. Now, when I read these, I'm like challenging myself, but listen to how the scripture defines what love is. It says, love is patient. Love is kind and it is not jealous. Love does not brag and is not arrogant. It does not act unbecomingly. It does not seek its own. It is not provoked. It does not take into account a wrong suffered. It does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. When I read that right there, I guess the challenge for us all would be, especially for those of us that may be considering dating, thinking about it, when you take that definition of biblical love and you compare it to what you think love is, how do they match up? It's not selfish, it's not jealous, does not seek its own. And a lot of times what happens in a relationship, listen guys, a lot of times what happens in a relationship is that physical intimacy is replaced with what we think love is. Because those feelings are so strong, and because God has designed us in that way, a lot of times we mistake what true love is for really what a pseudo-love is, a false love. So don't mistake physical intimacy for love. And then point number 4, real quick. Avoid isolation of other vital relationships. I had a good buddy of mine, he's actually in law school right now, and I remember like his first girlfriend. This was back when we was at the singles ministry at Second Baptist. He got his first girlfriend. And me and him were tight, we talked all the time, went out to eat after church, the whole 9 yards. He got a girlfriend, he dropped like a bad habit. I was like, what? What's up? Well, eventually, him and Miss Little Cutie Pie over there kind of broke up. And then, you know what? Oh, what's up, Michael? How you doing, man? What you go get a bite to eat tonight? Now, I'm kind of being funny with that, and that did really kind of happen like that. Nothing but love for you, Will. But a lot of times, I think is the tendency. Is that, especially when that relationship, it starts to really take that next serious step, is a lot of times we kind of forget about those people that's always been a part of our lives. And that kind of really, like Eric Mason said, they'll ride or die with us through the thick and thin. And that's why it's so important, I think, that whenever you begin to pursue that relationship, that you're friends first and you hang out amongst friends. Because then that way it has its natural progression towards that when things get serious, you're not just leaving your friends in the dust, so to speak. So point number 1, it's not God's design for girls to be the pursuers. Point number 2, don't avoid missing the friendship. Point number 3, beware of mistaking physical intimacy for love. And point number 4 is avoid isolation of other vital relationships. Now,